This episode of My Two Satoshis is brought to you by Algorand. Algorand solves the existing trilemma of today's blockchains, which is that they all can only offer at most two of the three properties: scalability, security, or decentralization. With Algorand's proprietary architecture, participants on the network can ensure that it will never fork. Algorand is based on a new POS consensus algorithm called Pure Proof of Stake, which is even better than my beloved delegated proof of stake system. Visit Algorand.com for more information on this new technology.
Whatever people say to me.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is July 23rd, 2019. I told you guys, Wired Sparks hit me with a slew of song requests. Today we got Nate Dogg, These Days. Shout out to my man Wired Sparks for that. Thank you for this song, man. Good music that you are requesting there for sure. What's good, people? Hope you guys doing well, and welcome to another episode. Today we are going to look at, man, you try to give this guy Justin Sun some credit, coming up with this great marketing ploy to really bring a lot of attention to cryptocurrencies. And what does he do? Shoots himself in the foot. Justin Sun looks like he's canceled the meeting with Warren Buffett, the lunch that he paid $4.5 million, I think, for. We're going to look into the details on what exactly is going on here. Does he have a credibility problem? I'll let you guys decide that. And then also, we're going to take a look at, this came out actually yesterday, but Bakkt begins Bitcoin futures user testing. We'll take a look at some of the details on that. Now, this does not constitute as a full live launch. They're still doing testing, but this is a step in the right direction if you are looking for an on-ramp for institutional investors to have access to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in general. This is a big one because this particular financial product is backed one-to-one with Bitcoin. So any volume on this exchange at the end of these contracts, they have to be settled or backed by Bitcoin. So that means that Bakkt has to go out into the open market if they don't have any reserves. I'm sure they'll have reserves coming out the gate, but that just lets you know there's going to be a direct correlation to the price of Bitcoin, and it will affect Bitcoin directly as well. So that could be looked at as a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on who you talk to and how optimistic they are that this is a good thing for Bitcoin in general. But yeah, we'll take a look at both of those articles here in a second. But first, they didn't put two of America's most wanted in the same building at the same time. I want you guys to come out if you're in the Detroit area. Max Bitcoin Rage Detroit. I'm hosting this. Max Kaiser reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. Wanted to put something together. So I've got him and Stacy Herbert coming out. That's going to be a blast. Make sure you guys sign up. Get a ticket right away. There are only 80 slots, and it is a free event. So come on out. Even if you're not in the D, you need to travel up for this one. We're going to have a great time with Max Kaiser and Stacy Herbert. So again, August 16th, 5 p.m. at Grand Circus Detroit. So yeah, come on out, people. Before we get into things, look at where we are with the markets right now on the Coin 360 heat map. Bitcoin is down just shy of 0.2% at $10,149. Ethereum is up 1% to $217.04. EOS up 4.5%, almost 5% actually, to $4.26. Litecoin down just 0.1% to $93.15. But we've got Bitcoin Cash is slightly in the green. Bitcoin SV, which not a fan of, but it's up 4.7%. And Binance Coin is down almost 1% to $29.86. So yesterday I actually totally forgot to do a review of the TA on Bitcoin. I don't know how that slipped by me, but this was the trend line I drew yesterday, just to kind of show us bouncing off of that. And we broke down below it. And ironically enough, it looks like if I extend this one out here, people, not quite, but very close to bouncing off the backside of this channel here. But at this point, I'm still kind of neutral at the moment, because we could be setting up for another inverse head and shoulders, meaning this area was the shoulder, this area would be the other shoulder, and then this would be the head. So we could possibly see and be setting up for another inverted head and shoulders, which means this is going to go higher. But if not, I told you we're going to be heading a little bit lower here to the 8,700 area if we can't sustain this inverted head and shoulders. So I'll just keep an eye out on that for you. Let's take a look at the first article out of Cointelegraph. Justin's son to reschedule Warren Buffett charity lunch for medical reasons. The Tron Foundation is pushing back the Warren Buffett lunch and press conference to an unspecified date. According to an official Twitter post, Justin's son, who successfully procured the lunch with Warren Buffett by winning the affiliated charity auction, is currently out of commission due to kidney stones, and associated parties have agreed to reschedule the lunch. In June, Tron founder and CEO Justin's son won the charity auction on eBay to have a lunch with Buffett, the famously successful investor and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Son's winning bid was apparently $4.5 million, the highest bid in the event's 20-year history. On July 19th, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire accepted Son's invitation to join him at the lunch. In addition to Allaire, Litecoin creator Charlie Lee will also reportedly attend the event. So we all know that Warren Buffett is an anti-crypto type of guy. He's blasted crypto on CNBC and Bloomberg many times in the past. He and his homeboy Charlie Munger. But I don't care about that. I'm talking about Justin's son here today, man. This is an epic fail. Is the rescheduling going to happen? Sure. I mean, I guess. But I mean, I have to imagine the event was supposed to be this Thursday. That is quite an inconvenience for people that important. You know, you got Warren Buffett, those types of individuals, they have meetings on the 45s and 15s of hours. That's how structured their days are. So I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think this is going to do for Justin's son's image? Do you really think it affects crypto in any way, like the community? I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely think this is not a good look for Justin's son and his brand. And even Tron, I think Tron dropped like 13% on the cancellation of this event. Why that was priced in for any particular reason, markets do what they do. But I just can't believe this guy has canceled or asked for a rescheduling of the event. I mean, granted, if he's actually sick, of course, your health is wealth at the end of the day. So you got to take care of yourself. But how convenient that you get a kidney stone a day or 2 days or 3 days before the event. I don't know. Do you guys believe he actually has a kidney stone? Let me know in the comments below. You know, no disrespect to the legendary Warren Buffett, but Warren is up in age, man. You can't be, you gotta jump on this stuff right away. You can't be delaying stuff indefinitely. Old Buffett ain't got too many more years on this earth. And I want to just bring up as a follow-up to this subject, Decrypt Media has an article talking about Justin's son, and they pose a question: is Justin's son's credibility a problem? Let's take a look at it. And as you can see here at the bottom on the left hand side, the chart for TRX down 31% in a month, but in the last 24 hours it's been down 10%. Now it was down as low as I think 13 or 15%. Yeah, a negative impact on the price of Tron over this situation. So the issue here is there are rumors that China is actually trying to detain this guy. But then, as you can see on the screen, there are images of him supposedly in San Francisco. So we don't know what's going on here, but I just want to kind of go over this article as well out of Decrypt Media. I like Decrypt Media. They really do a great job with their journalism. So it says, are Chinese authorities preventing Tron CEO Justin's son from leaving the country in connection with local media reports that he's being investigated for a variety of suspicious activities? Or is he in San Francisco healing from kidney stones, as he and his PR team insist? No one seems to know for sure. According to Kegson, a reputable financial publication based in Beijing, Son was being detained in Beijing following reports from another business outlet, 21st Century Business Herald, that Son engaged in illegal fundraising, gambling, and porn. That's hilarious. But Son, through his PR team, provided a hashed photograph showing above that appears to show him in San Francisco now. And later in the day, Tuesday, he appeared to be live streaming via Periscope from San Francisco, where the Bay Bridge was visible over his shoulder. So it does look like he is in San Fran, guys. Sun has denied the Caxton report as completely untrue, according to Yahoo Finance reporter Crystal Hu. I'm safe. When I recover, I will meet everyone. Didn't mean to put you in worry, Sun reportedly said via Weibo. So here's the picture that I was talking about of Sun doing one of those Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum pictures. You remember, I don't know if you guys do remember, but back in, I want to say 2017, there were rumors about Vitalik Buterin being dead. So he posted a picture similar to this with the latest hash on Ethereum and a picture of himself. So looks like he is good. It looks like he is in San Francisco as well. But he does say, Justin Sun says the illegal fundraising accusation is wrong, claiming that Tron has always complied with Chinese law ever since ICOs were banned there in the fall of 2017. Indeed, Sun said the Tron Foundation is based in Singapore in compliance with local regulations and laws and does not involve any flow of capital or any crypto or fiat currency on-ramp. Today's bizarre back and forth news came on the eve of the launch date with Warren Buffett, a meeting for which Sun famously paid $4.6 million at a charity auction. So what do you guys think, man? I mean, is this something that's just a coincidence, or do you think there's something behind this that Justin Sun is not telling us? It definitely is the worst timing for sure. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of skeptical. We know Justin Sun's past and some of the gimmicks and things he's pulled. You got to kind of err on that side when it comes to him and his track record, but we'll have to see what happens. Not to mention the whole Tesla thing, the giveaway, that whole thing, and just various PR stunts, it seemed, that has been going on around him and the company Tron. The article goes on to talk about how indeed Sun's credibility problem goes deeper and can be traced all the way back to Tron's origins, a white paper supposedly ripped from Vitalik Buterin's Ethereum. Now Sun claims he has paid for the launch and that it will simply be postponed. That remains to be seen, of course. Meanwhile, Buffett once famously called Bitcoin rat poison squared. The Justin Sun launch was supposedly going to change the sage of Omaha's mind on that count, but it's beginning to look like Buffett will think crypto is actually rat poison cubed. That's funny. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, what Warren Buffett feels about cryptocurrencies. He's in a whole different generation. It just doesn't matter to get a stamp of approval from him. But hey, it'd be good exposure just from a PR perspective to have different individuals from the cryptocurrency community there posing with Warren Buffett. That's a good look for us in general, not necessarily getting Warren Buffett to change his mind. That's not, I don't think, the goal of this or what Justin Sun set out to do with this luncheon. So we'll have to see what happens. But the last article is out of the Bitcoinist.com. Bakkt begins Bitcoin futures user testing on schedule, it says. Yesterday, Bakkt announced the start of user accepting testing for its Bitcoin daily monthly futures contracts. Testing is proceeding as planned with participants from around the world, it tweeted. Bakkt had previously announced that user acceptance testing would start on July 22nd. So yesterday's confirmation of this would seem like quite a coup if this date hadn't already been postponed multiple times. New York Stock Exchange owner International Exchange, or ICE, announced its intentions to launch Bakkt in August of 2018. At that time, the intended launch date was to be November 2018. Rumors of the impending announcement went back as far as May of 2018. Towards the end of October of 2018, ICE announced that Bakkt would launch 1 month late on December 12th of 2018. The reason for the delay was that the product was still pending approval from regulators. Then a month later, the launch had been pushed back yet again to January 24, 2019. And then towards the end of December, approval by the Commodities Futures Trading Commission was said to be happening in early 2019. So by May, the CFTC's continued lack of action forced Bakkt to consider a different approach. By self-certifying, the product would be clear to proceed as long as the CFTC did not raise any objections within 10 days. Given the lack of any significant action by the CFTC over the preceding year, it would seem a pretty safe bet that they would be unable to raise a coherent objection in just 10 days. The article goes on to say that we still don't have a date for the launch and even a time scale for the testing, and that's in part down to one major stumbling block. Having fallen foul to missing announced launch dates before, Bakkt doesn't want to go down that path again. While self-certifying may have achieved CFTC approval by default, there's still a regulatory hurdle to cross. The Bitcoinist pointed out at the time even a lack of objection by the CFTC didn't solve the puzzle. A vital part of the Bakkt product is the custodianship, and becoming a qualified custodian requires a permit from the New York State Department of Financial Services, and no expected date has been stated. All Bakkt says in its latest blog post is, subject to regulatory approval, Bakkt's limited purpose trust company will serve as a qualified custodian for Bitcoin. And I've told you guys this many times, even back in 2018. I knew then that they weren't launching anytime soon. I called them bluff for the delay, saying that they would launch in December. And when they said they would launch in 2019, I said, no way, Jose. There's no clear path for this to happen. And so now, yes, they've got the testing going on, but in my opinion, I don't think they will launch this year still. Don't hold your breath over this. You guys let me know. What are your thoughts? Do you think Bakkt will launch this year? It just seems like there's so much regulatory stuff to get through, especially now you got these hearings with the whole Libra thing and Bitcoin. So I don't know, man. I think they will launch. I don't doubt that, but I'm thinking it may be 2020 before we see a Bakkt futures product for Bitcoin. So you guys, again, let me know your thoughts about this and the other topics today. Justin Sun, this guy ceases to amaze me. I tell you that much. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to Wired Sparks for that song request, Nate Dogg, These Days. And again, guys, don't forget August 16th at 5 p.m. Grand Circus Detroit. Get your tickets today. They are free. So get them while you can. Boy, Crypto Blood. That's my two Satoshis for July 23rd, 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla!